このためにある。俺の剣を受け止めてみせよ。
Alright, YouTube, this is 2 Cents, back with my 2 cents on Echoes of Mana. I've been absent a few days, been playing Octopath Traveler. If you haven't played that game yet, do give it a try. But today we're talking about the new update into Echoes of Mana, and there is a lot here. So let's just kind of break it down a little bit, at a time, just to try and get some bite-sized chunks here. So we have the new app update, so it's going to be pushed out. I've already downloaded it. You'll have to have it to be able to play. Basically, I think they're pushing it today, as of the 8th. So we're going to have the new Black Rabbit coin. So basically, you have your base 4-star units that you aren't, using, or they're over capped on the Unleash. You can go ahead and sell them. Actually, let's just show you that right now. So you go to your shop here, and you go over to where it says Sell Allies. And in here, I'm just going to scroll down. I have these guys here, these 5 that I already have them maxed out. So you see down here at the bottom, it's going to show 5 of these little coins. So we're just going to go ahead and sell them. I'm going to give you another page here. And bam, you've got 5 coins. Okay. And so then you can go down to the Black Rabbit shop down here at the very bottom. Black Rabbit coin. And you can see there's 1 available for 4, but that seems to be on only a one-time thing. It's normally going to be 8. So I would like the 4 to be all the time, but I will go ahead and take this one right now and be happy with that. And we'll see how long it takes us to get back up to 8. So that's kind of how that's going to work. Gives you some benevodons that way. And let's get back to the rest of the news on there. So we have the rabbit coin we just talked about. Then they have the stat serum. This is where, if you're going to get rid of other allies that aren't the base 4-star, so like your 3 stars and 2 stars, you'll get a random sort of stat pot, and then you can use those stat pots to train your units. And it's just kind of an extra way of giving units some extra stats for who you want to specifically build. So I think you want to be very careful of who you decide to kind of build and give these to, at least at the outset, why we don't have very many of them. Let's see here. They did some improvements with the Mega Spirit Magic, so it's not where it wasn't activating under certain conditions, especially in multiplayer. They fixed that bug with the bingo boards. They fixed a visual bug with Sierra's support skill. We're going to have shards for our benevodons. So you'll need to just get these in the shop. You'll have a way of trading them in. There's missions tied to them, and we got 5 for logging in today. So do take that into consideration as another way of getting some benevodons, some 4-star ones, which is always excellent for us. So regarding battle AI improvements, the flail and staff allies, when they have sufficient MP, are going to prioritize using more of their skills rather than just auto-attacking, which is great. And then enemy or allies that are healing or using their buffs or debuffs are going to take a wider berth with the enemies before using those. So, and then they have here where your character that is the main character on there, when it's in full auto, it's going to have some of these adjustments as well. So I'm excited to kind of get in and see exactly how that kind of works, though I'm not using a flail user in my team, so we'll see how that kind of works. So let's take a look here now at this 100-day pack. So we have a new banner today. In this pack, I don't, really suggest, spending money unless you're really wanting to. But what I did find really interesting is that the new characters are in this pack. So you can guarantee one of the new units on the banner by getting this pack. So, do that if you want. Now let's take a quick look at the summons themselves, the new banner. So we got our Phantom Slayer Ebon Knight and our Ruler of the Realm Dark Lord. If you look at the stats, both the strength and the intellect are very close together. So just from looking like that, I knew that this is going to be a mixed unit. So his ST here is going to give him both spirit or both strength and intellect, as well as deal physical sword damage. And then he's got a magic damage here for his skills. And then he's going to have what I think is really neat, a super armor buff that also recovers HP. And so this is going to be kind of nice since he's kind of hybrid. You're going to be building a little bit of intellect anyway. You're going to have this extra benefit from the regen here. And so I actually really like this. I think this will kind of provide some decent like bulk to this this unit. The only thing I'm going to say is kind of negative is looking at the support skills. They're very selfish. Obviously, they're just for self. And the on skill usage it's just intellect plus 12%. I would have liked to have that be both intellect and strength plus 12%. I think this would have balanced out a little bit better. So I am curious to see how when people get this unit and they get him built up onto the highest levels, how well he really does, especially compared to like a Lark or something like that in a lot of our farm game mode. So then we have the ruler of the ruler of the realm, Dark Lord. And he's going to be just a physical-based unit. ST gauge up and deal physical damage on the ST. And then he's going to have another debuff skill where it's, con negative 35%. We see that a lot in physical damage. And then his buff here is going to be strength plus 30%, which is a pretty hefty buff. But it's going to also debuff his con by 20%. So it's going to make him less bulky during the time when you have that up. But if you, this might be like a really decent unit to have for like Bravers Rise events where you're trying to actively not get hit anyway. And so that strength buff is going to be nice, extra on top of that. We're just going to have to try and figure out if it's going to be worth the time it takes to cast it versus if you could have been attacking the time, how that'll all work out in the math. So we'll have to see about that later. Now, I don't mind his support skills here when 50% or higher. Special technique gets dark damage plus 14%, so you're going to pair those over with a Shiloh or a Kevin or the other unit on the banner here, the Evan Lord. So, pretty good. Let's take a quick look at our card here. Settling Shadows. This is going to be Strength and Intellect. I like that both being at 400. And I like how this is kind of a more generic card of its skill and ST damage with 20% for a Dark Ally. And so by generic, I just mean for the Dark element. But it's going to pair really well with either of these units, even though one also prioritizes using Intellect instead of just Strength. So I do think that it's going to pair really well if you're looking for that. Now, that's it for the news here. What I do want to do is we're getting kind of long on this video. So we're just going to do our half poll, and we're just going to see what happens there. And then I would like to see, I'm going to do my half poll here for Duran. I wanted to do that, so I waited for his. Let's see if we can pull him. Okay, doesn't look like we're going to get anything here. No, that looks like a bust. Okay, so we got a new memory gem. Okay. It's okay, that's alright. We'll see what happens with the new banner here. I still have all these tickets here. I think I'm just going to kind of wait until I have all of them and then just use them all at once. Let's see if any of these new units come. Okay. It doesn't look like it's going to, unless we're going to get some change here, but I don't think so. Alright, well, seems to be some really nice changes coming to Echoes of Mana. Some extra ways of getting benevodon spirits, which will allow you to, max out your units a little bit quicker. So I'm happy with the changes that are coming. And there's going to be some more new events coming at the later end of the month. So stay tuned for that. And that's been my 2 cents.